Hi, I'm Claire Willet from Millstream Pilates. This is my studio room, currently my live stream Zoom room too, whilst we're in lockdown 3. I run classes in Benson in Oxfordshire and other villages around Oxfordshire too, Radley and Dorchester-on-Thames, and I have 3 other teachers who work alongside me as well, covering some of the classes we teach across the week. Around about 20 classes a week at the moment. I set up Millstream Pilates in 2013, initially part-time. I still worked in the business world using CRM systems and was in business development, and I took the big step in 2015 and went full-time. So going from part-time to full-time, I'd had my set of spreadsheets that I was using for my expenses, for tax, for client payments, etc. And as I grew the business, it started to get quite messy. There is a certain level of joy in kind of going through your spreadsheets and seeing the income and the business grow. But there's a huge amount of stress that starts to arrive as well when you're thinking about clients who haven't paid you at 3 o'clock in the morning, or you post checks off to the bank and you've forgot to put the paying in slip in. That happened once too. Or you're chasing clients for payment when actually they've paid you, but you just haven't manually seen it in your bank account. So my processes just became too messy for the size that we were at. Karen, one of my fabulous Pilates teacher friends, also my mentor when I was a student, had been talking to me about TeamUp probably for about a year before I finally took the step into it. And really I should have done it a lot sooner, particularly someone who's used to using CRM systems from my old life. It's just a no-brainer. It's taken away so many of the administrational stresses, so the waking up at 3 a.m. in the morning no longer happens. Clients just pay, and it's kind of done in a faceless manner, which, although takes away some of the personal side, it leaves me to focus on teaching Pilates and running my classes and not having to talk about money, which I much prefer. When I first started to explore using TeamUp, I spoke to Mitch 2 or 3 times, and he was absolutely brilliant at understanding my business. So I think as a Pilates model, we're slightly different from how perhaps TeamUp had worked with other businesses, because we don't run 52 weeks of the year. We run quite unusually in 6-week or 12-week blocks and then have a break. So trying to work out how you set up payments, when they're monthly on a direct debit or as a class pack, meant changing my business model. It meant modernising it actually, but it takes quite a lot of confidence to make that change and for someone else to be able to see the vision of how that's going to work. And TeamUp have been brilliant at that all throughout. So the time Mitch spent with me getting things set up, coaxing me into making changes within the business, which actually my clients love. They much prefer to pay monthly direct debit rather than paying everything up front, which is what they were doing originally for 12 or 14-week memberships. And throughout, I think I've been with TeamUp maybe 3 years now, and throughout those 3 years, the support has always been fabulous. I'll send an email and I get a reply very quickly. I've made suggestions on developments and would like to have, and I see them coming out, not always straight away obviously, but they go into a wish list and they don't get lost on that wish list, they do come through. The major things where I've known the value of TeamUp from day one, and I've never doubted it, but during the initial lockdown, when overnight I, along with everybody else, had to suddenly change their business model and just challenges like that. Luckily I'm from a business background, so I actually don't mind that challenge. It's just been a long time since I've had to do it in such a massive way. And it was incredible how TeamUp were already there. You'd already set up the interface to Zoom, you had your FAQs there, and it meant that I could just sit on the side and sort out all of my processes, get all my clients on board, do all the training with them on how to use Zoom, etc. And then 3 or 4 days later, take that time to look at what TeamUp had done, knowing and having full confidence that it was all there and it's just going to work. So I absolutely applaud you for how you've managed that and supported us, which has meant it's supported our clients and helped to keep our clients with us. And one of the wish lists that I mentioned in the past is that it would be really useful for some marketing material that we could just send our clients on how to use TeamUp periodically, and I've noticed that you've just started to do that with online classes, so I know that's going to be really helpful to my clients. There's a lot to take on when you set up TeamUp or any system, any CRM system, because it's just a CRM system, it just takes your money as well, and you learn the percentage that you need for the job in hand at that immediate moment. And each year I've taken time to have a catch up with Mitch and see what else can I use to improve my business, and I've implemented different parts of TeamUp over the years. And I really slightly embarrassed, didn't know how to use, didn't really pay attention to the notifications until fairly recently, and now I absolutely love them. So yeah, we as the user have to take some time periodically for our own training, just what other useful features can we use, because you often dismiss and go, oh, it's for a yoga, not yoga, it's for a gym, or it's not relevant to my business, or I'm already using MailChimp, so what's the benefit in interfacing it in? There will be answers there, and my brain just needs to be receptive and have the space to go, okay, let's do it, press into other areas. And one of the things that we've been doing through lockdown is running live webinars for hormone health and menopause. And I've teamed up with someone else who also uses TeamUp. So when my clients book in via one of our TeamUp, it's so easy for them to be able to book on. So there's been many benefits in this period of time, and having all the financial admin and client admin taken away allows me to play around and just grow and move in directions that our clients are taking us in. I think we're able to live in the now a lot more right now, and that's got to be the positive.